My wife announced, "I'm getting my tubes untied. My ex wants kids now," assuming I'd raise them. I said, "Follow your heart." Then I filed for divorce and froze my assets. Her lawyer called me 2 hours after the surgery. My wife Sarah and I had been married for 6 years. No kids by choice. She got her tubes tied 3 years into our marriage because we both agreed we didn't want children. We traveled, focused on our careers, enjoyed our freedom. I'm a software developer, she's a real estate agent. We had a good life. Then last month her ex-boyfriend Marcus moved back to town. They dated in college for like 4 years before breaking up when he moved to California for work. Sarah told me they reconnected on Facebook and were just catching up as old friends. I didn't think much of it. People stay in touch with exes all the time. But then she started mentioning him constantly. Marcus got promoted, Marcus bought a house, Marcus was thinking about settling down and having a family. One night in March, Sarah came home from showing houses and sat me down at our kitchen table. She had this weird energy about her, excited but also nervous. She said Marcus had been really honest with her about his life regrets. He told her the biggest mistake he ever made was letting her go, that he should have proposed back in college, that he always imagined having kids with her specifically. I'm sitting there thinking, okay, this is weird, but whatever. Then Sarah dropped the bomb. She said she'd been doing a lot of thinking about her own life choices, about how maybe she made a mistake getting her tubes tied, about how Marcus made her realize she actually did want kids after all. I asked her what she was trying to say. She took a deep breath and said she wanted to get the reversal surgery. She'd already talked to a doctor about it, already had a consultation scheduled for next week. I just stared at her. We'd had multiple serious conversations about being child-free. We agreed on this. She promised me she didn't want kids. Now she's completely changing her mind because her ex showed up. I asked if this was about Marcus. She got defensive real quick. Said no, this was about her finally being honest with herself about what she wanted, that she was going to get the surgery whether I supported her or not. Then she said the part that made my brain short circuit. She said once she was able to have kids again, she and Marcus were going to try for a baby together, but don't worry, we'd still be married and I'd be there to help raise the child. She actually said that, like I'd just go along with raising her ex-boyfriend's kid while they played happy family. I kept my voice calm and said, follow your heart, Sarah. Do what makes you happy. She looked relieved, like she expected a huge fight. She hugged me and said I was being so understanding, that we'd figure everything out, that this could work. The next morning, I took a sick day from work and drove straight to a divorce attorney's office. Told him everything. He almost laughed at how insane it sounded. We filed the papers that afternoon. Then I went to my bank and froze our joint accounts, moved my direct deposits to a new personal account, called my financial advisor and protected everything I could legally protect. Sarah had no idea. She was too busy texting Marcus and planning her surgery. The procedure was scheduled for a Thursday. Sarah asked if I could take her and pick her up. I said sure, I'd make arrangements. Instead, I had her served with divorce papers Wednesday night. She was standing in our kitchen making dinner when the process server knocked. I watched her face go completely white as she read through the documents. She started screaming at me, called me heartless, said I promised to support her decision. I told her I supported her following her heart. I just wasn't going to stick around and play stepdad to her and Marcus's kid. She cried and begged me to reconsider, said she'd cancel the surgery, said she'd cut off contact with Marcus. But I was done. You don't just tell your husband you're having another man's baby and expect him to raise it. That's not how marriage works. She went through with the surgery anyway. Had Marcus take her instead. I spent that day moving my stuff out of our house. 2 hours after her surgery finished, my phone rang. Unknown number. I picked up. It was her lawyer, some guy named David that Marcus apparently recommended. He started going off about how I couldn't just freeze the accounts without warning, how Sarah needed access to money for her medical recovery, how this was financial abuse. I let him finish his whole speech. Then I said my lawyer would be in touch and hung up. Turned out Sarah hadn't told Marcus she was still married when she asked him to father her kid. He found out when she listed him as her emergency contact at the hospital and they asked for her husband's information instead. Marcus apparently freaked out and left her at the hospital. Blocked her number. Wanted nothing to do with the situation once he realized she was trying to have his baby while married to someone else. Sarah's been blowing up my phone ever since, saying I ruined everything, that Marcus won't talk to her now, that she can't afford her medical bills, that I'm the reason her life fell apart. My lawyer says the divorce should be final in about 4 months. I'm living in my buddy's spare room and honestly sleeping better than I have in weeks. She made her choice when she decided her ex was more important than her marriage.